Hello, everyone. Today I'm looking at Assassin's Creed Rogue. This is a very interesting game where you play as Connor McCormack and an Irish assassin. And so, yeah, this one's kind of interesting because it takes place in Canada. And so I played a bit of Black Flag and I didn't really kind of get into it too much. But this one I really got into. And plus, like, oh, hooray, Canada, yay. And Assassin's Creed is originally developed in Ubisoft Montreal, so it's very interesting to see them, make a game essentially based in their own country, and kind of coming off the heels of Assassin's Creed, well, 3 and 4 in the Imperial era, and the whole shipbuilding thing. This is a very interesting look at, the I guess Canadian aspect um, of this universe. So there's definitely a lot of reuse assets from Assassin's Creed 3. All the shipping and ship battling is borrowed from Assassin's Creed 4. So it's very much a weird game in the sense that, with Assassin's Creed 2, it was, a smash hit with Ezio, and they made a bunch of kind of, I don't want to say sequels, but like semi sequels, but only to Assassin's Creed 2, where they had, things like Brotherhood and Revelations, where they were still Ezio's story. And so because, 3 wasn't that great, Connor and Haytham. Honestly, I think they should have done more with Haytham, and they do actually. Haytham's much more in this game, which is definitely a very welcome, refreshing character. 'Cause he's one of my favorite characters. I love Haytham. But Connor, yeah, was not great. Assassin's Creed 3, I think it did well commercially, but it wasn't really received that favorably among the fans because there was a lot of bloat. There was a lot of things like trading and doing side missions or sub missions and whatever. And plus, there just wasn't a lot of very interesting things to climb in colonial America. Like, obviously, it's not these huge, giant, palaces like you'd expect. It's, very kind of boring stuff. But they made up for it with things like ship combat and other things like that. And of course, a lot of the things you're going to be climbing here that are highest things are, churches or lighthouses, basically. And yeah, and so just it takes place during the age of exploration and kind of colonization of the new world, and so kind of everything that is involved in that. And so basically, it's very cool because what happens is you actually play as a Templar who joins the Assassins. So, in kind of a similar way, where you're playing as Haytham in the original game, and you're playing as a Templar, and then you switch over to Assassin. This one, the character actually consciously comes over and joins the other side, which I think is pretty cool. Um, all that being said, I think I fondly remember a lot of these ship sailing sections where you're going through like the Hudson Bay or you're going down the St. Lawrence, river. It's like, okay, cool. That's like history, yay, history, yay. And kind of the barrenness of the landscapes were kind of interesting. But I'll be honest, like all in all, there is not a lot to memorialize or remember about this game. It was very very basic. It felt like a proper spin-off. Like there's a bunch of stuff that does happen, but none of it feels really super significant. Further to that, I remember the game ends essentially with there's a fight for a piece of Eden somewhere in like Nova Scotia on like an iceberg, and like the piece of Eden is inside this giant floating thing of ice, and they have the final battle for it, but it just affects nothing in the main story, so it really just doesn't matter. So yeah, this is, like it's an okay entry. It's a mixture of 3 and 4, essentially. Black Flag. It's a mix of a bunch of different things. And I think Ubisoft was trying a lot of different things. Like they're like, hey, let's just do pirates because why not? And that's what they did essentially. Um, Again, I don't know. It's a game I beat and I just kind of completely forgot about it. I don't think I'd ever come back and revisit it, but it's one of those games. Anyway, yeah, I unfortunately didn't know what else to really say about this game in this review. That's pretty much all I can say about it. But yeah, it was decent. I can say that, but I wouldn't recommend it. Anyway, guys, that's it. I'll see you later.